think whenever I've been asked by people what my coping mechanism is in times of stress or when I'm feeling emotional or trying to get over something, whether that be something small or grieving, I think that dance has definitely been the one thing that has gotten me through. I think that dance is something that allows you to speak in ways that words don't allow you to, and personally it's not just been a coping mechanism for me. I think that dance has definitely held me together, and I definitely wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for dance.
I think the biggest thing is probably the fact that dance is such a distraction. I think when you're fully in it, you don't have the capacity to think about anything else, and I think that's how it helps. I think your mind is so almost empty because you're concentrating so hard on what you're doing that anything that was bothering you beforehand just sort of disappears for a while.
I think dance has really helped me if I'm having a rough day or a bad mental health day to really express myself and forget about what's going on in my head or overthinking and just let the music and the dancing take me. Even if I'm struggling to say to my friends like how I'm feeling, I feel like dance, like in a dance class, you can really express how you're feeling, not just through words but through what you're doing. If it's a technique class, through improvisation, it's a really safe space during the studio. I feel when I go in to a dance studio and I'm working with other people, it's a really safe space.
I think that it allows you to be true to yourself and to be the most open and honest version of yourself without having to be something. I feel like you don't necessarily need to be performing a routine or anything that's like aesthetically pleasing. You can literally just be moving in the space, and it will allow you to put all of your thoughts on the table without actually having to put it into words. And I think that that's the reason why I love dance so much, because sometimes you can't express your feelings through words, and the fact that dance allows me to do that, it's an escape.
I think in terms of like class, when we take a class and our teacher's always like, leave your worries at the door, I think that's really hard to do. And I think like when something's been really like bothering me and really upsetting me, and like pressures of work or anything stressing me out and personal things, it's like I can't just leave that at the door. Not until like after I've been dancing for I'd say like 15 almost 20 minutes that I really feel like I've forgotten how I was feeling beforehand, and I sort of used movement and used the music and just sort of escaped those feelings.
And I think that it's definitely helped me, definitely in the past 3 years after losing a close friend. I think that was one of the hardest things I've ever had to go through in my life, and I think that if I didn't have dance, I don't know how I would have coped in that situation, because I think that definitely in the months following I really didn't know where to turn to.
I also think music plays a huge part in that. Like whenever I'm feeling stressed, even if it's just like in my room, I'll just dance around with music for like 15 minutes and I just automatically feel better. It lifts my mood so easily. So I think like good music in class is so important because it really does that, and it changes the way you want to dance and you feel and your emotion. And I think, yeah.
When I'm feeling a bit more stressed or anxious than usual, I think it'll be okay because I can dance and I'm able to express myself through that. And I think when I do, it really does help. And I'd love to think that other people would be able to do that too if they were struggling.